What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got a banger for you. We're talking about the top 10 secrets Warzone pros abuse that you don't. These tips will take your skill to a whole different level and hopefully get you on track to winning way more games. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into the video. My name is LJ, and welcome to Battle Royale Guides. Started off at number 10, we got some self-res tech, and it's very simple and easy to do. It's just about timing it right. So we all know when you go down, you have a health bar that gradually goes down, but it gives you a good amount of HP so that you can take a few shots or even some grenade damage before actually getting full killed. Now, if you were to get your self-res off and take the damage after, you would just go down again and be useless in that fight. So what you want to do is try your best to take the damage before you self-res so that you can play it up and be of use in that fight. I think the easiest way to time this is if a nade lands next to you while you're down. You could try to let the nade hit you before the self-res goes off and then finish it after. Like I said, this is all about timing, but it's one of the most useful tips for using a self-res properly. I see way too many people just burn the self-res mindlessly, take one shot of damage and go down again right after, when they could have just waited even a second or less to avoid going down again. Just a little thing to think about when you're using your self-res. At number 9, we got kind of a funny one. Have you ever gotten into a 1v1 gunfight with someone next to some boxes or an object, and you and the enemy just keep running around the box over and over, juking left and right, only get 1 or 2 shots into each other before you go behind the box again? One of the biggest tips to fight this is to start off by juking left and right and force the enemy to chase you a little bit, but then juke back the opposite way and then hold that angle. If he chases to the other side of the box, you'll have the jump on him and be pre-aiming the angles, so when he comes around the corner, you can get the first shots on them and down them easily. Obviously, this will be situational. If they don't peek the corner, you're already pre-aiming. You might want to switch up the pre-aim, but 9 out of 10 times, most players will chase back around the other side to try to catch you. But if you're already pre-aiming that side, you will definitely win that fight. The biggest reason I do this is so I can win the 1v1 quicker before their team can come and help, because towards the beginning of Warzone's life, I used to be one of those guys that would just juke left and right and never get a good shot on the enemy. And by the time I did a good amount of damage, their teammates would show up and smoke me. At number 8, this one is huge for people who like to utilize vehicles in their gameplay. It gives you a lot of mobility and the ability to reposition very easily, but a lot of people make it pointless when they pull up on a team, see one guy and jump out in the middle of the open, and end up getting fried before they can even get one guy down. When I'm driving a car, I always try to make sure to hop out somewhere that has cover I can immediately use, and also try to make sure my car hits something so that it doesn't just roll super far away. The last thing you want is to get out and your car rolls super far away and you need to get back in to reposition quick and it's miles down the road or something. So to put in simple terms, when you get out of the car pulling up on a team, make sure you got some cover near you. At number 7, using the stim sliding right. With the buff to stims recently, this one almost seems like a no-brainer, but people still seem to be stubborn to the fact that stims might be one of, if not the best tactical in the game currently. You can literally just pop a stim and slide into a room under someone's camera, down them and run back out before anyone can even react. It would take the absolute best reaction time to combat it, and let's be real, the average Timmies in Warzone aren't going to do anything to you if you use these properly. As for tips to use these well, I would say try to use doorways and corners to your advantage. I see a lot of people pop a stim and just slide on flat ground in the middle of the open, and it isn't as helpful as using them in a building to really juke out an enemy player. I have been loving the change, but that's because I abuse the stims like it's my job. The super speed slide is fun as hell. At number 6, the Akimbo shotguns. So going along with the previous tip, running the Akimbo shotguns alongside the stims is probably the most broken thing in Warzone currently. I'm going to be honest, I refuse to use this setup because 1, it's only a matter of time before it gets nerfed, but I'm also not a fan of shotguns. It's too easy and in my opinion takes no skill to be good, but we can't deny how strong they are, so that's why I put them in this video. If you can time the stim slides well, you can easily destroy a team of 4 alone. It happened to me, and I've seen a lot of people do it to others. It just looks really easy.
He's upstairs. That's the whole team. He's charged. He's pushing me. There's another.
At number 5, learn when to hold angles. This kind of has to do with the tip I had at number 9, but the reason I bring this up again is because too many players just run around aimlessly and let other teams push up for free instead of holding an angle and destroying someone running up into your line of sight. The best way to make this effective is let your team know what angle you're holding / pre-aiming so that when they know it's covered, they can watch something else and make sure you have everything covered in a fight. Communicating what you're doing to your team helps a ton with this too, so you don't have 2 guys watching the same thing and then someone just coming up next to you and killing you both. No, I'm not telling you just to camp and hold an angle, but it does help a lot to slow down a little bit sometimes and let the fight come to you. It's all situational and you'll learn quick when it's a good time to stop and hold an angle for your team. At number 4, no need to be a hero. Recognize when a fight or engagement is a lost cause. This one is pretty self-explanatory. There's thousands of different scenarios where this might happen and you can either try to go for the 1v4 clip or whatever the situation is, or you can leave and ensure to make it later in the game. I'm all for going for the clip, but if we're talking about trying to win games, the better option is leaving. I'm gonna run a quick clip of Scump doing exactly this and realizing going for the kill at the end just ain't worth it.
Thank you, brother.
There could be more rotating in, no?
Oh my god.
Guy lost mine. Guy lost his mine.
You can buy the Randy back again if you want.
All right, now we're cooking, baby.
Objective is to eliminate the bounty target.
Oh shit, there's a load in here. Oh. Oh, he's got a C4 in here. I'm just gonna leave him. He can have it.
At number 3, rotating early or positioning yourself to be in front of other teams rotating in for a stream of free kills. I don't know why this one is so hard for so many people, and I mean, even I get caught not paying attention to zone and rotate way too late sometimes, but this is a huge game changer if you're not already making sure you're rotating early and getting in front of teams. What I like to do is pop a UAV before rotating and see where teams are at and make my way to the zone around them and hold them out. People can get mad about gatekeeping, but we all know if it isn't you doing it, it's going to be them doing it to you. Obviously, you're not going to always have UAVs to see where people are prior to you rotating, but if you can, try to use one every time so you can plan your engagements and win them with ease. At number 2, go for wallbangs. Going for wallbangs can be very hit or miss, literally, but as you get better, you can kind of predict the movement and speed where someone is going, and if they run behind something you can shoot through, you can go for the kill and get it through the wall. The only reason I'm adding this tip in is I saw a few friends streaming Warzone, and when they were shooting someone running from left to right and they got behind a wall, the live ping stopped right behind it, but they just left him alone. And then that same guy ended up plating up and killing them. My biggest tip is if someone is running from you and then they go behind the wall, try to move your reticle at the speed they were moving as best you can. And if you get hit markers, let it eat through the wall. But if you don't get any, then stop for a second and maybe pepper the wall instead of just shooting over and over. The last thing you want to do is shoot an entire mag into the wall, miss everything, and then when they re-challenge you while you're reloading, you get smoked. You'll get a feel for what works the more you go for wall bangs, but it's one of those things where you got to just keep trying for them. And finally, at number 1, utilizing jump spots. All over this new map, there are so many jump spots that can help you get into places on buildings and other things really quickly and can throw some people off hard. I'm going to run through a few clips of different jump spots to show you that I have found, but if you have any I don't end up adding into this video, let me know where they are in the comments below so I can try them out in game as well and maybe add them to a future video.
Dude, I'm so stuck right now.
Oh, he's behind.
You get them all?
Yeah, they're all done. I'm on 15 already. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. We went over a ton of stuff, and I hope it all helped some of you get better in some way. And if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss any future guides or videos. And also, if you want to catch a live stream, be sure to head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LJGG, where I'm basically streaming daily, and it's a great place to ask me questions. As always, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. My name is LJ, and this has been Battle Royale Guides.